Hi, in this section, we'll be taking a look at the data source interface and see how we can use some of the functionalities and the tools available to us to transform our data into a form ready for visualizations. So if we head over to Tableau now, so over here you can see that I've made a connection to my Superstore sample data in Microsoft Excel. And as you can see under the Sheet tab, we have the Superstore sample data worksheet. It's important to note that we only have this worksheet in the canvas because this is the only worksheet present in this workbook. So if I head over to Excel and just show you that, you will see here that this is the only worksheet present in this workbook. And that is why anytime you connect to a data source and you only have one table in that data source, Tableau is going to automatically take that table to the canvas. As you can see here, we have that in the canvas. However, if I show you my second screen, here we've made a connection to the Excel workbook. And in here, you can see we have two worksheets. So if I open that up, there is the Superstore data, and I've created a dummy worksheet here, which is like a sample and extract, which is like a small subset of the sample data here. So looking at these two worksheets here, as you can see in Tableau, we have the two worksheets here as well. However, you can see that our canvas is blank, and that's because Tableau doesn't know which one you would like to bring in first. So it's leaving that decision to you to decide which one would you like to bring in. Once you make a decision, you only need to drag that into the canvas. Once you drop it, that is going to populate and give you a preview as you would normally have right here. So now that I've made a connection to that, I would just like to point out a few things. Over here, you can see that we have a quick preview of how many fields or columns that we have brought in and how many rows that we have brought in as well. Over here, you can see that we have 9,994 rows as well as 21 fields or columns. At the bottom page here, you can see we have type. The type here signifies data type. So we have the numeric, the strings, the date, and all of that here. So here we have the feed name, which is the respective names that you can see here. The order date, ship mode, customer ID, as well as the physical table. The physical table is the current table we are connected to, which is the Superstore sample data, not the name of the workbook or the data source itself, the name of the table, which you can also see here. So at the last end there, you can see we have remote feed name. The remote feed name is different from the feed name in that the remote feed name signifies the name of the original field in the table. So if I head over to Excel, right here at the top, these are the remote feed name that Tableau refers to. So that is to tell you that over here, whatever changes we make to these feeds, perhaps we change the name of the feed. So in fact, if I come here, and I right click on this and I say rename, and which are part of the things you might do in order to maybe clean your data. Maybe there's a name you're not familiar with and you would like to change it to something more relatable. And let's say I put an underscore here and say Heidi. All right. And as you can see in my feed name, that has changed. However, as you can see in my remote feed name, that didn't affect it. All right. So the change we made here did not in any way affect our remote feed name. That is to assure us that whatever changes we make in Tableau to our data does not affect the underlying data in Excel or whatever data source we have connected to. All right, so let me close this. Over here, you can see we have our individual columns. So anytime we bring in a new data or a new table into Tableau, Tableau will read through those values. For instance, our order ID, you can see our order ID is a combination of text, hyphens, symbols, and numbers. Tableau is going to do its best and assign the data type to it. In this case, Tableau has assigned a string, which is correct. Over here as well, we have numbers. Tableau has assigned a number to it. However, look at our order date. Our order date has been assigned a string, which is wrong. So that's why it's best practice that whenever we connect to a new table in Tableau, it's requested of us to go through our data and see if Tableau has indeed assigned the correct data types. So over here, all we need to do is to click on this ABC and assign the correct one, which is the date. Click on date, and that would change. As you can see here, the symbol has changed from ABC into a calendar-like Q. The same for ship date. We change that to the date as well. All right, so let's see if there's any other one that's left. I think we are good. So I'll take this back. All right, so just to show you at the top here, we can see we have two types of connections. Currently, we are on the live connection, and that implies that we are directly connected to our data source in Excel. An extract signifies that Tableau will make a snapshot download of our data and stores it within Tableau itself. So in that case, Tableau does not directly connect to our data source, but it connects to that download which it has made within Tableau. All right. If I put that in more perspective, think of the live version or the live option as a direct connection to your source. So that implies that if you should make any changes to your data in Excel, for instance, so if you go to Excel and you change order ID to order information, for instance, or you make a change or you rename something and going back to Tableau, that will take effect. You will see the change reflect in Tableau. However, in extract is only going to reference the downloaded data which has been saved within Tableau, and that will create a more faster experience and performance within Tableau. Go more deeper in this as we progress in the sections. At the top right corner here, we have a functionality for the filters. So this is referred to as a data source filter. This is essential. It's an essential functionality if you have a case such as this. So if we take ship mode, for instance, and we consider the values in here. Let's say the analysis we intend to make only concerns second class. In here, we have second class, we have standard class, and some other ones. Let's say we are only concerned about second class, and that is all our analysis is about. Then if our analysis is about second class, we don't need the other ones. So rather than dragging all of those data that we don't need into Tableau, what we can do is that we can create a data source filter right here. So if you click on add, so you see at the top here, we have edit data source filters. All we have to do here is to click on add and we'll search for our field of interest, which is the ship mode. So if I click type in ship mode and click on OK, then you can see the values we have in those fields. And you can see the value we have in the ship mode. All right, since we are only concerned about the second class, I'm going to click on that and click on OK. And under details here, you can see that Tableau is only going to keep the second class value. Click on OK. And right here, you would see that that has changed now. In our ship mode, we only have second class. All right. So keep an eye on the summary we have here, which says currently we have 191,000. So keep an eye on the summary we have here. We currently have 1,945 rows for our ship mode at second class. Over here, if I go here again and remove the filter and say remove and click OK, you can see that now we have 9,994 rows back to our original data. All right, so there's lots you can do here to transform your data and shape it into what you would work with. So there's a lot you can do here to transform your data. You could rename, you could change the data type, and which we have gone through, and as well to better fit the purpose of your analysis. Okay, so in our next section, we'll be talking about how to combine different data sources and tables by using joins, relationship, and union.